everything is your morals just wherever leans your way.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, no, this makes sense to me. I don't see the harm in it for me. Like, no, it's wrong or right. Which one?
Nobody ever seen the harm until they come back and hurt their kids.
Yeah. Sometimes they don't see it then. So
you're right about that.
I'm still hungover. Sometimes I wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Make my sandwich with the wrong side of the bread. Thought I made it by a landslide, but instead I'm still hungover. Sometimes I make the wrong phone call after dark. Sometimes I make the wrong turn, then I have to park. I know exactly how this ends, but I have to start. I still come over. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life, and I'm not living it right, but I don't give a damn. Sometimes I wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Make my sandwich with the wrong side of the bread. Thought I made it by a landslide, but instead I'm still hungover. Sometimes I make the wrong phone call after dark. Sometimes I make the wrong turn, then I...
hello everyone. It is I, Gaplord, here to present some important news to you guys today and some important info that we think should be discussed. An interesting topic we have today. So I wanted to ask the question, would you black people be willing to go back to Africa for a money incentive?
Would you be willing to go?
Let me say that again. Would black people be willing to go back to Africa for a money incentive?
Would you go?
And let me get Dr. Tuepenz' opinion. So let's say that the U.S. government offered you $35K to move back to Africa. And let's say, $15K USD per kid. Would you be taking your talents to Africa?
No. Nope. I couldn't do it, man. That's not enough money, man. I think to get me to go back to a place like Africa, I have to have an army with me.
Like your own army?
Yeah. Of at least, 10,000 troops. Fully armed, missiles, bombs, and all that. I think what people don't realize about Africa is it's dangerously unknown. There's some parts in Africa where y'all don't know what's going on over there, and you don't know about the people that live over there. And when they see you and you show up by yourself with your $35K and your $15K per kid and all the nice luxuries you have as an American, I can definitely see them taking some of that stuff up out of you, or from you.
Mm.
I mean, that's what they did down in South Africa to the white people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they feel like in South Africa, I think it was like the Dutch back in the past who, migrated in South Africa. Yeah, so I think that they, the Dutch colonizers, whatever you call them,
mm-hmm.
Over time became South Africans. And so now I guess people want, what used to be their land taken back. I guess.
Yeah,
so,
but they want somebody to help them develop it and grow it.
Yeah.
And it's no disrespect to those people. We just know that they don't have the education that we have over here in America. The people that's in that area is obviously not exposed to a certain level of education that helps them think on a different, I would say, level to develop that community to the way it needs to be developed.
Okay, so what are you think if there's any pros as far as moving back?
For me personally, nah. It's just not, the most developed country. You got some spots in Africa, where it is more developed, but, there's not a lot of development going on all over the country like it is like in America. Like in America, you can, we talked about that on a previous episode about the people that live in Guyman and how they took the town of Guyman and turned it into, a decent place for them to raise a family at. You can do that in a lot of these ran down countries in America. I was just driving through the other day and I was seeing they was just, by Guthrie, and they was knocking land, moving stuff around. They knocking, making space for something. They're making space for something. It's more, I think it's easier to develop a community in America than it is in Africa.
So, what are, dang, you said no pro. So, is it a pro being around all majority black people?
Nah. Not especially poor ones,
Okay.
because they hungry and they gonna eat whatever come up in there. They ain't got no, the poor, the community, the less educated, robbing people in the middle of the day to live next door to you is not an educated thing to do.
So what are some things that you will personally worry about moving to Africa with your family? Say it with your, your 35K.
35.
I mean, what are some things you will worry about?
Getting killed, getting people coming in the house, people, the village, the people that's from the land. It's like, look, who is these foreigners, these American people with their little money? I heard they got money up in their house. Cause we gonna have a big house, with 35K. Well, I mean, we might have a big house, but then, another thing I worry about is what the hell I'm gonna do for money.
Do you feel like you better create a you better create a business or something?
I'm probably doing the same thing I'm doing here on the internet, trying to make money off the internet. Because if y'all can go and move wherever y'all want to, but how you gonna make money? I don't know how I would make money. That'd be a problem of mine. Like, you give me 35K, I buy a place to stay, and then
you gotta have the economy for people to buy whatever you're selling.
What else am I? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's basically gonna be, I am the economy. I'm gonna move to Africa with about $70,000, maybe $100,000. Who's saying 100K? Move to Africa with 100K with no plan to make any money after you get there. More than likely, the people wherever you move to, either you gonna end up selling all your stuff to them that you have, or they gonna take it from you.
Okay, so is it any amount that you will take that will make you move to Africa?
I'm not gonna lie.
Let's say $2 million.
$2 million. I don't know how much it costs per soldier. How much does it cost for 10,000 armed soldiers that's going to protect you?
Lagos, the heartbeat of West Africa. Teeming with life and energy, where the old inspires and shapes the new.
As well as a form of transportation, canoes are used for fishing and act as a point of sale where women sell food, water, and household goods. The main activities are salt making, sand dredging, sawmills, firewood, and fishing.
You and your
let's say, okay, so
I need 10,000 troops.
But if you stand in a like a rich neighborhood, like in Nigeria,
okay,
in Lagos,
okay, that's a little different.
And you got 2 million, because Lagos is a developed city. It's one of the biggest cities in the world. Mm-hmm. They got the ghettos and slums of Lagos too, but you can go to the suburbs.
It's more
and get you a mansion.
But it's places in Africa like there's nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna come eat them people. They gonna come eat them people. What are y'all like? Eventually,
things can hit the fan
real quick. So I'm good. I want to be over there dealing with that. I kind of know America, and I can kind of deal with it out here, So I'd rather just be where I'm at. I go visit. I go over there and build. You know what I'm saying, with my peoples. Whoever over there want to build. When I say my peoples, I mean anybody who wants to build, not just black, white, and all that other stuff. I mean people who want to build.
Yeah, good people. So with that being said, there are some risks and challenges with moving to Africa. I watch a few travel blogs for people who made the transition from the United States to Africa, and they talk about the struggles and the pros of it. And I agree with most of those things. There's not a lot of pros to moving when you move from a place like the United States. A lot of black people out here, they say they want to go back to Africa. So, with an incentive of 35K,
oh man,
that's just not good enough for me. It would have to be more like in the billions or something.
Because you're gonna have to build an army.
Yeah, I just have to be like a fortress or something and have all my amenities taken care of. Like things we don't realize here that things like electricity goes out for like 4 hours sometimes in like Africa. Like they just don't have electricity.
Yeah, they had rolling blackouts.
Yeah, rolling blackouts
all the time.
And that's just one thing. You know what I'm saying? Another issue that I have friends and people I know personally deal with when traveling to Africa is constantly being bribed by the police. So being pulled over for no reason and the police bribing you for money.
Y'all think y'all hate the police now?
Yeah, holding you over for hours, trying to get more money from you. So, you know, these are things you deal with. And you deal with extreme poverty.
That you ain't never seen.
Yeah, so even in these developed countries in Africa, if you go into the poor areas, it's like extreme poverty.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, that is dangerous. And you deal with corrupt, you think you live within a corrupt government now. That's really corrupt over there. So you think this is corrupt. My God. Have y'all heard of General Butt Naked? Man, Jesus.
They not even understanding, man.
Yeah,
They don't.
You heard of Rwanda?
Yeah, just check out the movie Hotel Rwanda.
I mean, just read about
That's what make me think about
Rwanda.
Africa. I mean, but even
Rwanda's a beautiful city. And
the movie the Shaka Zulu series.
Mm.
Watch that. Watch how Shaka Zulu. You know, that's why I say I need 10,000 troops because he had about 10,000 troops. I need about 10,000 of them people, right? I need some riders to handle that because it's like you and people. I guess people because we're not animals. We don't look at it like, you know, a lion hunting a deer in the wild. Mm-hmm. But, you know, you're a person that's rich in an area with people that's poor. You are that deer.
Yeah, you're the deer. Yeah. And you know what? Another thing is for all you wokies out there.
Wokies.
I know that we like to, but this is very true. It's many. I mean, I have African friends who I'm very cool with, but there's a culture in Africa or people there's a many Africans who have some type of dislike for African Americans. So you'll deal with those struggles too. So it's like tribalism, basically. It's like just like Rwanda, like you from the Hoots, you from this tribe, I don't like
Kata.
Yeah, so it's like
I was under the impression that you want to do some business. Maybe we can just have a seat, have a drink, maybe sit down, have a nice little diatribe, see if we can work this out.
Well, don't take this personally, Romelo. It won't work. You do your thing, I do my thing. You know, it won't work. We can't work with Akata.
Akata. What is this Akata shit? Like American?
Oh shit. Cotton picker.
It's Africans who aren't very fond of African Americans who feel they have a certain stereotype or connotation about.
And I get it. I understand.
Yeah. Some of it.
I understand. I have some of those same stereotypes too. So, but you know, yeah, you're right. They call us Kata and Pika.
Oh, do they?
You ain't never seen the movie with Denzel? I said Denzel Washington. Wesley Snipes. Sugar Hill. Yeah, Sugar Hill. In the movie Sugar Hill, they were trying to, you know, they doing drug dealing business because every black movie dealing with drug dealing mostly. But, you know, in the movie, they were trying to get a connect from Africa. They were trying to get with the Africans, and the African said to him, he said, we don't do business with your kind of people. Like, you American blacks, like, y'all, we look at y'all like y'all cotton pickers.
Yeah, y'all below us.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, and he called him a kata. And he get like, you know, West was like, what's this kata shit? What's this kata? Like, oh, no, kata and pika. You know what I'm saying? Like, they call you a kata. And, you know, hey, I'm not as deeply as versed in, you know, Africa as my bro is. But, you know, I've been around enough. I got African homies, and I see they treat people differently if you're not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're not.
You know, from the land. Mm-hmm. And it just is what it is. And that's just something that we do as black people all over the world. Because if you ain't from the same hood as somebody, they're going to treat you much differently. So African Americans, we still doing the same shit, y'all.
You know, I've seen that personally in my life. So all my life, I've always been accused of being African, or people think I'm from the Caribbeans or Africa. So anytime somebody of the Caribbean is saying Africa, Jamaica, they come up to me with so much excitement. They think they see another brother. They like, oh, and then they be like, oh, I thought you was from Africa or Jamaica or something.
That shit crazy.
Or Belize, whatever. They think I'm from one of the islands or Africa. And it's because apparently I think many think I have the features. I even had a lady argue with me and said my parents lied to me because I'm really from Africa. And I'm like, no, I'm American, baby. But I can see the difference in how they approach me, knowing or thinking they know that I'm African versus an American, and it's a whole different approach.
And I understand.
Yeah.
It's just culture. It is a culture thing, and that's fine. You know, I respect what y'all got going. You don't got to talk to me.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
I don't care.
But the fact of the matter is, it costs a lot of bucks, if any. I don't know if there's any amount really that can encourage me to move over. I'd rather take $100K and stay to keep me in the U.S.
Yeah.
and then pay me $1 billion to go to live in Africa forever.
Yeah, I would too. I'll take 100 bands instead of take $1 billion and have to live for Africa for the rest of my life because it probably won't be that long. You probably won't be around that long. They hear about you coming over there with that money, they're going to find a way to get you to sign over that cash. You know what I'm saying? Like, what bank you going to put it in? They're going to be in the fund. We don't know what happened to your money.
You know, so we spend, Africa is broad because it's a continent, but you know, they have other countries, they have Arab countries, they have,
I moved to Africa. The only way I would move to Africa is if they would let me be the ultimate ruler of the whole country.
I like the ambassador.
The king. I got to be the president. I got to be in the government. I can't move to Africa and not have me a good government job.
Yeah, a government job.
I want a government job.
So what country, if any, would you pick?
Man, any of the developed ones. The best developed.
So like South Africa, Morocco, Nigeria.
Yeah, the one with the most
Rwanda.
developed. I ain't going to have to see Hotel Rwanda.
We're exposed to death every day and night. It's the desperation I read on all the faces here.
And yours too.
Yeah, mine too.
This is Eve.
But you gotta see Rwanda now.
I don't care. I ain't never. After what I seen
Wasn't
Don
that long ago,
Cheeto,
was it?
after what I seen Don Cheeto them going
It was
through
like
on that
that.
movie, that looks stressful.
Didn't Rwanda happen like in the 90s?
Yeah, it wasn't that. It was either 80s or the 90s, one of the two.
No, it's like 90s.
It was one of the two. But I remember seeing that movie, and dang, you know what I'm saying? Like that was a lot. That was a lot to have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? For something that you ain't got nothing to do with.
Yeah.
That's a lot to have to deal with because they got a war going on. Like, you know, like in the hood. And it's the same stuff in Africa. It's just it's magnified to another level because of the extreme poverty. Because of the extreme poverty, people is running around with missile launchers. You understand what I'm saying? Kids running around with choppers.
It happened in 1994.
That's what I'm saying.
I was in 4th grade.
And that's enough time for them to get their troops back together and do it again.
What was it like? It was millions of people killed.
That's what I'm saying. All over some tribe beef. You ain't from this tribe. It's all tribal beef. It's tribe beef.
Yeah.
Just what that sound like though?
We like some Crips and Bloods to me.
Y'all from around the corner.
Hey, you from 81st, I'm from 83rd.
Gotta get you. We live different on 83rd.
We were red dye down here on 83rd.
Like that shit real though. That shit real, and it's the same thing. And people don't see the connection. That's the crazy thing. That's kind of a tangent. I don't want to go too deep. But people, you didn't see the connection between Africa and America and African Americans, whatever, black people in America, whatever y'all want to be called. You know, there's some of the same dysfunctionalities that the people in Africa, you know, are experiencing and acting out. We do it here in America. And if you don't believe me, watch the Shaka Zulu series. I keep saying that. People are sleeping on that. Shaka Zulu grew up like a nigga in the hood. It was just him, his little brother, his mama, and his grandma. His daddy was somebody else, didn't want to have nothing to do with him, and it was Shaka Zulu. He joined the army, the neighborhood army, which was what? A gang. And they was out here starting wars. And
so why didn't like Europeans, like, so for example, they did like a lot of exploration. So it's like, you know, when they went to explore and they had ships full of hundreds of people, you know, to travel and try to discover things, you know, these people was gone from their families for years.
Yeah.
Like 20.
It's
come back and their kids are grown. So I wonder, did those kids turn out the same way? Become
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to know, because in that show that I'm talking about, Shaka Zulu, it is a group of, I guess, you know, what they call them, capturers or captors. What they call them? Colonizers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Colonizers. But it's a group of white men, and they travel to Shaka Zulu to meet him and shit like that. And, you know, like you said, like they had a bunch of motherfuckers on the ship.
Yeah.
And them niggas was killing them niggas. You know what I'm saying? But once they kind of got a relationship with Shaka Zulu, you know what I'm saying, they was able to talk to him a little bit. And they was able to, you know, you gotta see it, bro. Like they gave this nigga a horse. They didn't have no horses. They gave him a horse, and Shaka Zulu he was riding a horse like a nigga riding a car through the neighborhood all proud. And everybody was staring at Shaka. And
I fear our position is more precarious than ever, Francis.
They was greeting Shaka. They was giving him respect. They was giving him all this gratitude because he conquered the horse. He was riding a horse. Nobody had no horses out there. It was all dirt. It was straight dirt. Everybody dirty. Barefoot.
Yeah. So, you know, what say you? Do you feel like what amount would it take for you to move back to Africa? What would you do once you got to Africa? What would you build or try to incorporate? And why would you move back to Africa? My answer is no. I'd rather stay here.
Me too.
So you let us know what you think.
And hey, like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Tell your mother. She should watch this. And your father if you have one. I know a lot of y'all don't have fathers.
God bless y'all.
And watch Shaka Zulu. Y'all so woke. I'd be like, how y'all ain't touched this Shaka Zulu yet?
You know what's funny is the reason why a lot of people off on the phone to get a ride.
For real.
It wasn't just like, hey, people, fuck, where you get a cell phone from?
Nigga, for real. If you had a cell phone, you probably selling drugs to us. I mean, you was rich.
It was a few cell phones, but it's like people, you gotta have some money.
Yeah,
and
man.
them the big ones that was in cars.
I'm talking about,
it was like in cars, and those ain't really true cell phones.
Shit, I had a pager when I was selling weed. I used to get pages. Motherfucker up for weed. Hey, beep, 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 beep. Oh, hell yeah, gonna make a little. Make a little 20. Beep, beep, beep. Who is it? Hey, let me use your phone.
Oh, that's crazy. Y'all don't understand.
Nigga, don't you know my first cell phone I got was a Nokia. Remember the Nokia 5100 joints? The snake, you didn't get the snake? I remember Yaya Pierre. Yaya went to the mall senior year. We rode to the bus.
Sandwich with the wrong side of the bread. Thought I made it by a landslide, but instead I'm still hungover. Sometimes I make the wrong phone call after dark. Sometimes I make the wrong turn, then I have to pause. I know exactly how this ends, but I have